A lot of people keep saying this on the internet that we should start our own business, we should become self employed, we should not do corporate slavery. All these are very good thoughts. In fact, I am a living example of somebody who has moved out of the corporate world and started to work for myself, which is self employment. Now, I want to share something from my real experience, which all of you should be really, really careful about. So, while all these thoughts are good, but practically these are the realities that will hit you really hard. Number one is you should become self-employed or get into your own business only when you are self-disciplined. Why self-discipline is so important? The very simple reason is when you are working in a full-time job, you work in an ecosystem where you have a boss, you have some clients, you have some team members, there are other stakeholders. This ecosystem keeps you on your toes and gets the work done from you. And because of the ecosystem, every single day you need to show up to work at a specific time and you cannot miss deadlines. You have to send those status updates and everything has to be done because you are working for people and you are answerable to people. But as soon as that changes and you start to work for yourself, the fundamental thing that keeps you going is self-discipline. Because you will have no boss, you will have to wake up on time and get started on time. You cannot delay the delivery. You cannot miss timelines because there is nobody to question you. Everything should be self-driven and self-discipline is the foundation. So if you are somebody who is really self-disciplined, then yes, that is the first step to becoming self-employed. Otherwise, you can just be complacent, you can become lazy, you can just procrastinate, and that is not how it works. If you do that, then that self-employment will seem very, very difficult and you will very soon go back to full-time employment or working for somebody else. So that's the first point. Second point is your finances. So before I quit my full-time job, I had taken a couple of career breaks and experimented a lot to check my personal finance. So I did a lot of homework to understand what kind of money I need on a monthly basis and what kind of money will I need in future, what kind of responsibilities or liabilities do I have. So unless you do all of this math honestly, you will not be able to take a decision, because remember that the salary which gets credited on the last day of the month is actually a huge thing. When you become self-employed, the biggest change is that the finance will not flow like that. In a business or self-employment, you don't get paid on first of the month. Sometimes the money can come on the 15th, sometimes it can come the next month. So the cash flow which happens regularly in a full-time job does not happen like that when you are self-employed or when you run your own business. So please understand that financial stability is something that you need to work out. You need to understand your personal finance, and once you are sure about how much money you need and from where this money will come, then only you get into self-employment or your own business. Because of ups and downs, there will be a lot of uncertainty in the initial few months or initial few years. So you have to keep in mind the kind of liability or responsibility you have and then take any decision of quitting your job or starting your own business. And last but not the least, you need to have a long-term vision. If you're becoming self-employed or if you're running your own business, you need to think about 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. So you cannot have a conservative or a short-term view of things. You really need to think it long term, because mostly when you become self-employed or when you start your own business, initial few months or years will be of struggle and you will have to invest money to keep the entire thing running. So it is absolutely important for you to have a long-term view, and it should also be very clear to you that you are really good at what you are getting into, or you have a very clear idea of what product, what service, what type of solution are you going to offer to the market, and whether the market has demand for that product, service or solution or not. So that clarity and long-term vision is something that you definitely need to have. And if you have that, then yes, you should definitely get into your own business or self-employment. So that is the message in this video. I hope you liked it and it made sense to you. If you have additional thoughts, please add them in the comments. I'll be happy to read and respond to them. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you liked the video, then hit the like as well as the hype button. And don't forget to share this video in your WhatsApp groups. I will see you in another video soon. Take care and bye for now.